What's going on, YouTube? Darksword255 here, where the numbers may be randomly generated, but the content itself is not. And today, guys, I wanted to talk about this champion that I feel like Polarium is kind of glazing right now, and that is Gracchos. And first of all, listen, you've seen me pull for him. I have even glazed him. I think his character design is really cool. I think that his abilities are really cool, but I feel like his multipliers are terrible. He is supposed to be a damage based, like a HP based damage dealer. Sorry, not a, don't know where I was gonna go with that. He's supposed to be an HP based damage dealer, but like his entire kit is designed around him supposedly doing a lot of damage. But his multipliers, even with like really like big nuking gear, big like hard hitting like sustained gear, it's not really there. So let's go over his kit real quick, guys, and hopefully in this video, after you're done watching it, you will be able to figure out, hey, do I even want it? So right now there is a event right now for summoning fragments or getting artifacts to get him, right? To become part of my team, click the link in the description right now to get Elenaril for free, as well as 3 more amazing epic champions as you level up. Here's how you do it. Log out of Polarium Play on your PC and uninstall it. Click the link in the description, register with a brand new email, launch raid, and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Don't miss out on this chance to get a free Elenaril along with 3 epics as you progress through raid. Click on my link right now and let's get started. You have to spend a ton of like souls, which, you know, most people just dump their souls for the 2x event that just happened for these the souls. And you know, I don't think that, like, we're in the middle of a fusion, so it's not really worth dumping a bunch of energy into dungeons. So bad timing, I think. I mean, not bad timing. Obviously, they know what they're doing, right? And it's like right back to back into like a summon rush. I don't like, again, if you guys are doing the fusion, which I hope you are, I just don't understand why they're doing. It's like we had a summon rush a day and then another summon rush. Normally it's like a champion chase next, but like, my God, dude, 2 summon rushes back to back is beyond crazy. Anyways, back to, you know, jumping in. Sorry for the little, you know, side rant. Let's go ahead and go over our boy's kit here. Again, he's really cool, but lacking in the major damage numbers. His A1 attacks one enemy, will ignore 25% of the target's defense, heals all allies with less than 50% HP by 10% of this champion's max HP. His A2 attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit will ignore 25% defense against targets with less than 50% HP. The first hit has a 75% chance of placing a decreased defense debuff on each enemy for 2 turns. The second hit has a 75% chance of placing a block damage debuff on the enemy for 2 turns. Each will ignore 25% resistance against targets with less than 50% HP. I mean, and it's also booked. It's booked to 100% chance that you land both of these buffs. His A3 places a 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn. And then his passive, which really makes him the main reason why I ended up pulling for him, if an ally has more than 50% HP and is under any buffs placed by this champion, that ally deals 10% more damage. If an ally has less than 50% HP and is attacked by an enemy under any debuffs placed by this champion, they receive 10% less damage. So if you are buffing, and so any, you know, if a champion has more than 50% HP and is buffed by this champion, they are dealing 10% more damage. So this skill right here, if we can keep this skill basically always on, you know, it's booked down to a 3-turn cooldown. If we can have this on all of our allies, they are doing an additional 10%, right? They're doing an additional 10% damage. So I wasn't able to do this, but in a perfect world, or in the middle of siege right now, in a perfect world, I would have him in a feral set, a 9-piece feral set, because a 9-piece feral set, you guys do not know how it works. 9-piece, okay, I'm not blocking it. Allies deal 5% more damage per each debuff placed by this wearer. And he places 2 debuffs. So with his passive, 10%, right? Just by having one of these 2 buffs on him, right? 10%. Feral is 5% per debuff. So you with this champion can be debuffing or like adding 15%. Well, sorry, no, 20%. I can't do math. 20% additional damage per attack per like not per ally, but all of your allies will get an additional 20% damage increase just by having this champion on your team, like in your team. It is crazy. Again, I am missing the last piece of feral gear that I need, which is the banner to make this guy awesome. So I just put him in a protection set so his buffs can't be stripped. I primarily, for my account, you can use him in Chimera. He's great in Chimera because of this right here. The block damage is great. Especially going against the ram head, you know, obviously, like, you're putting the block damage down for the ram head. Like, after you do certain trials, like the Chimera will ignore block damage, which is fine. You're not really, you know, you don't really care about that. You're only caring about the reflect damage that the ram head is doing. So you'll be able to get a bunch of trials done because of the decreased defense, the block damage buff, as well as the increased defense and damage. So, and the healing is also like pretty nice. Again, like, he doesn't like, it's the kit kind of screams that they were trying to mix a damage dealer and a support champion together. So kind of like, and I'll show you the team that I am using him in right now as well. So I mainly use him in my Hydra team. So this is the team that I'm running him in right now. It is a Teox heavy team and with a ninja. Now with this, right, what I used to have right here instead of having Gracchos was an Ugo, and she does very similar things, right? So Ugo puts down the block defense, the block buffs and the defense down, right? And she also heals a little bit, right? So like he's good like as a replacement for, like, I think he's good as a replacement for like a support champion, right? Like Glaciad is somebody who's very similar, right? He is very similar as a support champion. Obviously he's labeled as a support, right? Because if champions are under a perfect veil, they deal 10% more damage. So like very similar, right? That, you know, I would put him on my team to basically have my team do more damage. And as you can see with this team, I don't use a provoker, right? I don't use a provoker. I think that if I wanted to mid-max this team, I would put him in, I would put a curse set on him. A curse set would be great for Hydra, at least, for this team at least, right? Because the curse set has a chance of putting down Hex, which then I can attack the head of Mischief with, and you do more damage to everybody in general because of the shared damage that the Hex does. So I've run this team a couple times. The most damage that I've been able to do was 300-ish million damage. And a lot of it has just been really bad RNG with Hydra. I actually have not even, like, I did 2 quick battles, was not happy with like the damage. And then, so I've run 3 more, just like, I'm gonna just hit start, walk away for 20 minutes and then come back. Or like, I'll be doing like other stuff on like the YouTube channel or editing or anything along those lines and come back and check it out. And just like to make sure, you know, the team is doing well. And we can get to 1,000 like turns, like consistently. Well, almost consistently. There have been times that like Ninja gets eaten, or Teox gets eaten, and like it's just like really bad timing on certain heads. So I have him in a decent amount of accuracy for Nightmare. Obviously, the higher the accuracy, the better. So you never you never miss. The more speed, also better. So you're constantly going and refreshing your abilities and cooldowns and such. The more, it gives you a chance to go more times. I haven't built as a damage dealer. Obviously 100% crit rate, 100%, 200 crit damage. He could use more HP to hit harder, but again, I'm using him. So like, again, how I am using him is in a replacement of a support champion to not only help my team deal more damage, but he is also going to be doing, like I said, more damage than somebody like Ugo is going to be doing. Even if you would never build Ugo in a nuking set, right? Like you would never do that. But like, you know what I mean? So like he's able to do like just with like his A1, because it's ignoring defense with his A1 and also healing the team versus, Ugo over here, which is just going to be healing. I don't really know why. I feel like this is like the 3rd time that Gracchos has had an event to pull him. We had the summon pool for him. He came out. There was a champion chase to get his 4 or 5-star soul. Then there was a summon pool for him. And then now there's there's the Infernal Deck of Fates. I don't think out of all the years that I've been playing Raid that I've seen so many chances to pull one champion in a row. And again, I think that he looks cool. I think that his kit is cool. I like everything about him. But like 3 almost back-to-back events that have him either as a reward or as a way to get the way to pull him, I think is crazy. I think that is crazy. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I'm very burnt out, and I'm not burnt out of the game because I play the game all the time, but I'm very burnt out of like how greedy I feel like this company is coming. I know I'm not the first person to say this, but having back-to-back summit events, really being like, hey guys, look at this champion. Here's a way to get him. Here's a way to get him. You just have to spend a ton of money. Here's a way to get him. Here's a way to get this champion. You know, it's a little bit exhausting. It's a little bit exhausting, especially since like we just came off of Fusion, right? We burned a bunch of resources getting Tholen. Immediately the next week, new Fusion comes out. So we're immediately working on that Fusion. And then there's this event also coming out. It's just exhausting. Granted, again, I think the champion is great. I think that if you have the resources to pull him, you should pull him. He's definitely worth going for. But I would say that like for me, like if I didn't have him, I would not buy Mortal Soul Stones or like souls, like anything for this guy, right? Like it's just, you could get really lucky, you know, but like look at the, like a Mortal Stone is 80. An Immortal is 800, which is, by the way, beyond crazy. Look at these multipliers. So like, I don't know. Let's see. If you wanted to get, I don't even know. I can't even do the math to get to get every single one here. But like I said, I'm just a little bit burnt down and exhausted. You guys will have to let me know if you are feeling the same way, guys. Again, I really like the champion. I know I've said this like 6 times during this video. Apologize ahead of time. Behind a time, I apologize. But man, I'm exhausted. Let me know if you guys are also exhausted. And I will see everybody in the next video.